Hi friends! I think this is going to be about the second or third time I've recorded this. I keep getting interference from dogs or all that other stuff. I'm trying to record this in my yard because I got some very interesting stuff the other day. So I want to give you guys an update. I've had so much going on. It's been like every time I go to give you an update, something more very important happens. And I have it like this because yesterday when I was recording, there was so much going on behind me. It was like, I can't just, I can't leave it alone. Okay, so there are two different things that we're dealing with right now. We're not just dealing with your typical extraterrestrials. We're also seeing aliens that are in our dimension. So when you hear of like grays abducting people, those kinds of things, those are ETs that come here in a physical form. There are ETs that are in non-physical forms. They're interdimensional, like the Arcturian Council. They are in what's known as the 9th dimension. And so we are in the 4th dimension, according to the Arcturian Council. And why is that important? I think that's really, really important because initially all of the information that I gathered basically said that we are in the 3rd density, or the 3rd dimension. And the 4th dimension is the monster dimension. That's where all the bad guys are. The 5th is where we're headed. That's where our ascension is going to take us. It's going to take us up to the 5th. So Einstein also said that we were a 4th dimensional being because, we can move forward, we can move side to side, back. And also he included time as being the 4th dimension. Okay, so before though, everything I'd heard from the Arcturian Council was that we were in the 3rd dimension. And why is that important? Well, right now that is super important because I have noticed a drastic decrease in the 4th dimensional beings. I mean, like, I haven't seen them for the last 3 nights, which is weird, right? It's really weird. Not at all. For 3 nights in a row. That's never happened. And let me tell you about what's been going on, because you guys, I am so sorry if it seems like it takes me a while to get to the videos. There's a very good reason behind it. And that's because I told you guys initially that little Sam was having such a hard time. Oh my gosh. He's the little silly that's part of the group, the good guys. He's part of that group and just so sick. I didn't think he was going to make it so many times. This past week, there have been more casualties. I mean, almost every single one of the little sillies, maybe every one of them, was very ill, had an angel down. I mean, it was really bad. And I told you guys that what they were doing, what one of the angels did, he's got me, in the feels. When little Sam was at his worst, the angel brought him over to me, and I pretended like I was surprised, and it brought a smile to Sam's face. So I'm like, keep doing it. I'll just keep doing it, But, and then one time when he brought him to me, I said, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know that this would work, but I would really love to try. I did a lot of meditating before, and I'm going to tell you guys, I told him this just really quickly, but I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more. I used to meditate long time ago. I had a dog that I absolutely adored. He was on death's door. The vet kept saying, you need to give up on him. He's going to die. And then once he was halfway through, well, you know, he might make it through, but he's going to be permanently brain damaged. He's going to be a shell of a dog. He's not going to be a dog. I went there for lunch every single day and went into the kennel with him. Every evening after I got from work, I went in there with him. When he got home, I'd worked on all this meditation and stuff before, and so I like ran energy up and down him. I don't know that all this stuff, because even when I would go during the day and at night, I would do the energy stuff with him. I don't know that any of that made any difference. It could have just been the love, and between my love and his determination, his stubbornness, maybe that's what got him through it. You know, I can't say for sure. So that was a very long time ago, but I thought I think right now I just had a feeling that I really needed to do that again. I needed to try something. So I tried like transferring some of my key energy over to little Sam. And it seemed like I couldn't really tell. Maybe he was getting a little bit better. Now, this was before all of them got just hammered. So I thought, you know what? This would be a good time for me to try to get back into that, to do that again, because maybe they'll need it again, and maybe I can like channel some energy to help them, you know. So I started just kind of casually looking at meditations and that sort of thing. Then the next thing I know, they are all sick. I mean, all of them are in terrible shape. All of the little sillies are in terrible shape. And then I'm like, what am I supposed to do? You know, and they start bringing them over to me one at a time. And I kid you not, I was trying to push energy at them, and I couldn't really tell if it was making a difference or not. And then I happened to, and this, you guys, took a lot out of me, because I mean, I'm really and truly trying to muster up my own energy to send it out to them. So about 8 or 10, I'm like so exhausted. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to bed, I gotta get up, you know, because I don't get any sleep anymore. But I thought, well, I'm gonna keep on trying. Then I happened to look up. Oh, I got so mad. I feel bad now, but I got really salty. I would tell you. I really did. Because I looked up and I saw the one that I call Scooby-Doo, and it looked to me like he wasn't suffering, like after he was done, you know. I happened to look up and I saw him, and it looked like one of the healers was trying to encourage him to come back through again. And all of a sudden, he looked like he was sick. Well, that night, I sucked it up. I'm telling you what, I sucked it up. I really did, because, I mean, I was kind of happy. I'm like, you know, it's your choice. It's my choice if I'm going to keep on trying, or if I'm going to just not do anything to help him. But that night, I thought, I gotta cool my jets. So the next day I decided this is something I'm gonna have to at least try to figure out how to do it, because I can't stand by and do nothing. I mean, it's just who I am. I worked in healthcare for many, many, many years, and even though it wasn't my job, I would go to the Alzheimer's unit every single opportunity I had. Like if I had, you know, even 30 minutes a week or something, I would go there and just play with the people. I mean, you know, I would just hang out with them, give them love, give them hugs. We would talk, we would, you know, just do whatever. So I knew I couldn't just stand by and keep letting this happen without doing anything, without feeling like I'm doing anything. And I thought, well, people say that energy healing is effective, so so that's what I did. I mean, I scoured YouTube for every video, all the information I can find. I mean, you guys, and part of what I do also is that if I'm on somebody else's channel, because this isn't glory for me, as you know, and it's not glory for me, this is just trying to help. So when I go to somebody else's channel, if I see somebody's left a comment that I think maybe I can help them to understand the situation, help them to move forward or whatever, then I will take that time to try to write about these experiences or whatever, to try to get those people even, thinking about it. So I spend a lot of time leaving comments on other channels. So I went through all these different channels, all this different information I've been trying, because you guys, I can't, not every morning did I run like a healing session with them, but every day, at least 3.5 hours. And every evening, sometimes before I went to bed and after I went to bed, I would do these like healing sessions with them. I wasn't sure if it was helping, and I'll tell you, this is actually kind of funny. Because, so at first, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just like, I'm trying to gather up my energy, right? And I'm shoving it out. And I literally could feel it. I can feel it, like, and it's just like, when I worked with key energy and whatnot. So it's not that different, really. So, oh my God, I look over and like, it made them worse. It was making them worse. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? What is this? How am I hurting them? How in the world? And then it kind of clicked with me. If my shoving this energy at them is hurting them, then that tells me that this energy is real, that it's working. I'm being too aggressive, I'm being too rough, but it's working. That kind of blew me away, because I kept thinking, am I really even doing anything? Or is it really the angels that are doing this, and, they're just trying to make me feel good or something? I'm questioning everything, because I just don't know. I don't understand a lot of this stuff. So that was kind of my answer to that. I knew that it was working. So then I had to back off and really work on controlling that energy and just releasing it. I had to keep saying to myself, tender loving care, tender loving care, tender loving care, every time I would send it out, because I was afraid I would hurt them. Because you could tell it really did. It really hurt them, because I was like, powering them with it. Oh my gosh, it cracked me up. So before all that, I want to tell you guys something too. Tiffany from Editing Reality. I love all of you, but Tiffany, man, you are a superstar. I have not gotten a chance to get back to you. I wanted to so bad. But again, I felt like I've been putting out fires all week, because I've been trying to figure out how to do this energy healing, because all these channels I was watching, all these people, they kept saying, it's very real, and that we actually have more of an ability than what some of these other dimensional beings do, because we're in this physical reality. So Tiffany had given this, oh my gosh, she had given this instruction on one of my videos in the comment section. I think it was 2 back. I'm going to try to pull it up, okay? But it was instructions about how to love bomb. And so before I really got into the healing anything, as soon as I read that on Tiffany's comment, I just immediately started trying it, started love bombing. You guys, the very first time I did it, I had like 7 more angels come in. Like 7. It might have been more. I only counted 7, because sometimes they're kind of fast. Come in through my ceiling, and they kind of like look down at me, like they are acknowledging, they want me to see them, I guess. I don't know. But even an archangel showed up. Now these archangels, I wish I could tell you guys what they really look like. I didn't even know they were until I was on our friend Nicole Beyond the Spectrum. I was on her channel, and I saw a tarot card she was reading, and it looked exactly like the beings they're coming in with the regular angels. I said, oh my gosh, you mean tell me all this time I've been having archangels coming in? they are so bright. I mean, the angels, the cloud guardians, they're luminescent. I mean, they really are. They glow. And there's some other ones, like there's these tiny little lights. I've identified at least 2 different types. Steve at thefactsbyhowtohunt.com, he has a second channel called the Round Table of Knowledge. And Steve had captured some trail cam footage that had these glowing little lights and orbs. Oh my gosh, I edited up that footage. I'm telling you what, it was crazy. If I was Steve and I sent it to him, because a lot of people wanted to know how I was seeing it. And I said, well, I've been editing these for so long now that I can pick them out. Plus, I've seen a lot of them before. There was all kinds of stuff there. So these little flying light beings, like I said, I think there's at least 3 different sizes, but I have seen for sure myself 2 different sizes. One is teeny tiny, and one's probably not quite the size of a golf ball. A little bit smaller than a golf ball. The light is. It looks kind of like an orb, but they both like glow this light and then it turns off. I mean, I've seen it in my room, and I managed to capture one in one of the selfies. I'm gonna put some of the selfies either with this one or next one, I don't know, but it's so cute. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. You can see the little teeny tiny being on my shoulder. You can see it in its light form, and then you see it lit up in a light. It's really cool. So anyhow, when I did the love bomb, all these angels came in. Another archangel came in. Occasionally the archangel does come and go. It's so bright I can't really see any kind of features with him. You know, I see like blonde hair, and he glows different. He glows like this beautiful pale blue, but it's very bright. And like I said, most of the others, the little sillies, are not luminescent. But I have seen one of them carry a light once, so I don't know. So the love bomb, if you guys get a chance, I'll try to see if I can put that in here too, what Tiffany said, how she said to do it. Because I mean, I was shocked at how well it worked. So ever since then, I have been regularly doing these love bombs in addition to doing the meditations, you know, and doing the energy healing. So the crew, all of them were looking bad. And like I said, one night I really kind of lost my cool, because the night before they had been bringing, like all of them were sick. They'd been bringing them through. It looked like they were going through like a couple of times. And I started getting a little bit, because there's like all the healers around. I'm seeing the shaman, the one I call the supervisor. I'm seeing him. I'm seeing all of these other healers around. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be this advanced race of people who live like thousands of years, who are capable of making these avatar bodies and pulling your consciousness in and out of these bodies. Why in the world can't you heal your people? I shut it down that night. The next night, no, I had enough. It was the same thing. All of them looked like they were on death's door. And I said, what are you guys doing? I said, it's not that I don't want to heal you. I definitely want you all healed, but why can't somebody come and pick them up? Look at how bad they are. They look like they're about to die. I said, it's killing me here. I said, it's breaking my heart to see them like this. And one of them is a very committed couple. I'm telling you guys, if anybody ever loved me like that, I would just be blown away. The whole time, they are face to face with each other. The whole time they're going through, they're doing their thing. They even combine together to make their being, their entity, right? They combine together to do that. I have never seen 2 people so in love in my whole life. I've never seen that kind of love. And one of them, honestly, I can't tell you. One kind of looks like a girl, but I'm not really sure because, again, they morph sometimes, so I can't tell for sure. It might be two boys, but I know one of them is a guy. At least one of them's a guy. One of them, one of the couple, was so bad. I mean, it didn't look like that person was going to make it. They were as bad as Sam. I mean, to that point, like heartbreak. And I thought, my God, I just, they can't die. They just can't. They can't. They just cannot die. I mean, that is like the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. So that's why I went through with all of this meditation and trying all this. So when I saw them like that, I'm like, why aren't you taking your people back? Why isn't that lady with the dark brown hair? I said, I call her the Gin Queen. I said, I don't know what she is, but why don't she come pick them up? I'm like, they are in terrible shape. I'm scared to death they're going to die. I mean, it was tearing me up, you guys. I mean, really bad. And like I said, I was kind of salty about it because I'm like, why aren't you healing them? I mean, I rarely ever get like really upset about stuff, but I could not see at that time. I guess I was so overwhelmed with pre-grief. I mean, they were so bad. I thought for sure that, I was going to be grieving really hard, really soon. So I was so blown up with that. I couldn't see anything past it. I just could not see past that. I'm like, you're supposed to be better than us. Why are you leaving them here like this? So it was heartbreaking. So then, as things went on, some of them got better, but they weren't like 100%. And I kind of got control of my feels and said, to myself, I'm like, okay, they need help. And I'm learning all of this to try to help them. So I'm going to ignore the other stuff. I've said my piece. I've said what's on my mind. So now I'm going to move on, and I'm just going to do what I can to help them. And so that's what I did. So I thought, well, maybe there's some reason why they can't take them back, or they can't heal them, or whatever. Maybe there's some like reason, and I just don't know the reason. Of course, I don't know. So as time went by, as days went by, one night after I did like a healing session for all of them, I happened to be just about asleep, and I have my third eye open, and it's hard to close it sometimes when you're getting ready to sleep. And I happened to look around, and I saw, I think, at least two of the healing guys like doing something around me. And then I thought, you know what? I wonder if they were like kind of pretending that they were this bad to force me to unlock that ability. Because maybe that was one of the things that was holding me back from doing whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing. Because really, I mean, I gotta be honest, I kind of had a block. Like, how am I gonna be able to, to do this? But I'm telling you what, it works. It really, really does work. I'm shocked. Now, I also found some, healing frequency music. I'd been putting that on for them all the time. Well, I put on this, this frequency music that was supposed to be a return to sender thing. So like if somebody put a hex on you, it would return to sender. But the most important thing was it was supposed to clear your whole house of bad entities. So I thought, I think we're gonna be playing that 24/7. So I started playing it. Oh my goodness. Again, sometimes I'm just blown away. I'm playing this, and I guess last night was the third night. I have not seen maybe the first night, I might have seen somebody wrestling with somebody the first night. Second and third night, I didn't see any bad guys whatsoever. And last night, I think it was last night. Yes, it was last night. This was the coolest thing last night. I'm in the living room. My son's with his dad this weekend, so I'm home alone. So I'm in the living room and I'm watching them, what they're doing. They brought all these healers in last night. I mean, there was, I told you guys like how the supervisor holds hands with some of the other guys that are dressed in black and they form a circle, a healing circle. There was an angel healing circle on the other side of the room. It was like they were working together. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, my camera. Yeah, I'm gonna turn this a little bit anyhow. Because you know, sometimes I see stuff. So they were working together. I thought that was really cool. Eventually though, it looked to me like they were doing this great big healing ceremony kind of thing. And it looked to me like the little sillies were all, except for one, were all much better. Sam still doesn't look really good. I mean, he looks much better than what he did, but he doesn't look back to himself. And the guy part of the couple, I think it's the guy part, the one that plays, that is the guy, I can tell is the guy. He looks like he was still struggling a little bit, just off and on, not like, nothing like what they have been. You know, it was just a little bit, went bad. So it was kind of, it was amazing. It really was. So in my room last night, I'm telling you what, there were so many beings in there, which, you know, I love them. I think it's so cool because I don't see them. They're not evil at all. Not at all. Not even a little bit. I mean, some of them are angels, and like I said, even archangels. I had to make comment about, you know, something on my channel about this person thought that they were demons, and this person was very kind about it. You know, they weren't obnoxious, they weren't ugly. You know, it's a lot of people who are Christians, and I'm gonna kind of call them out for it. So I'm gonna move this just a little bit. The thing is that it's the way that they have been taught. It's the way that they have been trained. They have been told that they absolutely, if they see something, like, let's say they see somebody who is doing something that they consider to be witchcraft, we'll just use that as an example. They are told, some of them are told, that if you see it and you don't say anything about it, then you are going to be responsible for it at judgment. To me, that is horrific. Why in the world? I mean, you and I, we know that's just not the way it is. Everybody's responsible for themselves and their own actions. But there are people who have been told this. So I try to never get upset with them or try to change their mind, because I heard something else the other day that was beautiful. The gal said, because she came from a very Christian background and she was a channel, and she said that when people would contact her, Christians would say stuff to her, she said, the thing is, she said, is I just don't engage with them. She said, because if I do, and let's say that, you know, I'm that one person that gets them to look into this stuff further, then I could be the one that causes them to, you know, have a big old crisis of faith. And I don't want to do that. You know, and I thought about that. I thought, you know what? I mean, me having to accept this reality, I know how hard it's been on me. I still love God. I still love Jesus. I still believe that there is benefit in the Bible, but I believe that a lot was left out of the Bible, and there were a lot of lies put in the Bible. There were a lot of lies put everywhere, you know, so what do we get? We get trust issues, you know, from all of that. So I know how difficult it was for me to come to terms with that. So I think that people need to come to terms with it themselves. So I'm not engaging in that kind of dialogue with people because, you know, I think that to some extent, hell is real. It's probably the fourth dimension. And it can be a pretty scary thing. But if you're a strong person and you have self-confidence, you can get through it. I mean, look at me. I got through it. So I've sent a couple of them out to the abyss. And you know, the thing is, I think about that too, and I use, whenever I do that, I mean, I'm like, even though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, you know, so I'm building up energy as I'm doing it. And when I send them to the abyss, I'm boom, and I'm blown. I mean, I'm like throwing energy at them. And it's like an innate response. Nobody told me to do that. Nobody told me that I'm capable of building up energy and throwing it at them, bombing it at them, and sending them on their way. It's something that came automatically to me. And I think that it can come automatically to a lot of different people, but some it doesn't. They have to be taught certain things. And some things have happened to me. I've never had to been taught. It's just something that comes from me. So, not going to engage in them. Also, too, you guys, I'm going to tell you about some comments that I have seen, not just on my channel, but on other channels lately. And it's got my suspicions up, because it's the same comment. I do believe in aliens, but these ain't it. I do believe in Sasquatch, but this ain't it. It was talking, these comments are coming from channels that supposedly have been on the platform 7-10 years. They have a couple of subscribers each, because I've started looking into them, because I have a feeling, you know, Twitter had some back doors for the government to come in and look at things. And if people are telling the truth and they're getting the true messages out there, one of the channels I saw one of these on was on Mike Patterson from SasquatchOntario. I'm telling you right now, Mike is 100% authentic. If you want to know really and truly about I call them Sabe, about the Sabe people, if you want to know about them, go to Mike's channel.